I move that the question be now
Stephen
put.
Browning.
Thank you, Mr Chair. So, with respect to the Student Loan Scheme Amendment Bill, I want to focus on the border aspect as well, and the fantastic, bright young people that have moved away for better wages, better conditions, to get a better, a broader experience so that they can come back to New Zealand sometime. There's a whole range of scenarios for the people that have left, and we know that economics have driven a lot out. But it seems to be unusual that here we are putting something up. It's not we. This is the National Party is putting something up to discourage some from coming back. Because at the same time they're discouraging our best and brightest to possibly come back, or to be ending up paying amounts of money that just aren't fair because the ones back here are paying something different, or maybe that is the incentive. It's a little bit hard to work it out, except at the same time, the elite of the National Party are keeping wages down in New Zealand by bringing in and making it easy for more and more temporary migrant workers to keep wages down, to look after their elitist farms and their elitist businesses, to make money and hold wages down for New Zealanders, and then keep our brightest overseas or having to pay money in a whole disproportionate way. It's a damned mess, and to keep... Yep, we are... The inequity of the repayment for overseas people compared with the New Zealanders, and then we keep wages right down, conditions right down, disgusting situations, and we bring people in by the truckload, our horticulture, our agriculture, and we keep our New Zealanders overseas, or we penalise them. And it's very interesting because this is a gimmick in another way, and yet it is holding back a batch of good Kiwis as well. It's holding them down. It's going to be penalising them inappropriately. My figures, I'm told, is 3.2% of the 13 billion student debt. So for 3.2%, this is what this is all about, and that we'll have police acting as debt collectors at the border to discourage or to catch young New Zealanders and older New Zealanders, as we've heard as well. But I think this government needs to have a deep look at itself and say, what is it doing? Oh yes, we've seen the big lineup and the multi-millionaires splattered across over here, and they can send their kids. They don't have to worry about student debt. But the others, the real New Zealanders, the ones doing the grunt and the work, they have to bloody pay heaps of interest. But this lot doesn't. No, they can set their kids through because they're just all right, thanks, mate. So that's the issue. That's the issue. This noise over here, this continual noise, doesn't have a real idea of what it's like for a lot of people. They don't care because they've got the money. So we need to look at some positive incentives for decent wages and conditions, and to not use these punitive methods to try and address a very, very small amount of the student debt. Thank you, Mr Chair.
John Hayes.
Chair, I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. A point of order.
Chair, I believe that when someone moves a closure motion, all that they are allowed to say is, I move that the question be now put. After you called John Hayes, he said, Mr Chair, I move that the question be now put. I don't think that's within standing orders.
Quite okay. You're allowed to address the chair.
After a member's already been called.
You're allowed to acknowledge the chair. So the question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
The ayes are 64, the noes 57. The question will now be put. So the question is that part 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. No party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
3 votes opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Ayes 61, noes 60. Part 1 will stand part. The question now is that part 2 stand part. This is the debate on clauses 13 to 18. Grant Robertson.
Mr. Chair, part 2 of this bill makes a series